of personality.
I think. Give me one of those.
Don't touch your mic. Do you guys have audio now? Now you have audio? Okay, there we go. Welcome to our new studio.
What was wrong?
It just okay. Wow, we're
Fuck it.
absolutely.
It doesn't matter what was wrong.
Yeah, we this
Oh, it's
is
just decorative.
welcome to the D&D studio, everybody.
Yay!
This is it. This is part of it. We still a little bit to do. But I mean, I'm gonna try and record our D&D session this week. Our last session. I think it'd be cool to record for the folks on the DM's Guild.
It's gonna be last.
Well, if we wrap up and start something new, right? The last one of this arc.
I guess so.
I got a really good idea about it. We'll see. The problem is it's the DM's idea. The players want to do it. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck, players do what they want.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
build
know,
this
that's what
thing. They'll do as they're fucking told.
I mean, just kill us all and then
Yeah, pretty much.
be forced.
yeah.
Force the hand.
So we're gonna get the cameras fixed up for next week. Like I was saying, we came in pretty late this week. There will be no Tron as well, but I do have a little making of this studio, a little video featurette that Oliver and I made, and Kevin made today.
Sure.
Kevin was in it too.
Yeah.
Oliver did the part that's fucking 9:16 for some fucked reason, when the rest of it is the proper widescreen direction.
Because I hold a phone like that.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how it is.
There's one type of
Vertical video.
content you film in vertical video.
Fun fact: vertical video draws the eye because people think that it's breaking news when they see vertical video. People think that it was shot in the moment.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It was because
there
it
you go.
was
That
in the
was-
moment.
in the
like
moment.
in like a hurry.
Yeah,
It wasn't fucking
by a
produced.
moron who doesn't know how to use their phone.
Yes, we're gonna try and record a D&D session. There'll be a test run. That one will probably only be on the Patreon, but lots of stuff coming up. I'm tired after putting this all together.
Yeah, I mean,
This is exhausting.
we started at like 4 o'clock, so
Yeah, 4 hours. Now we're gonna do a podcast. Let's buckle
Fuck,
up.
I
Here
could
we
have come and
fucking
shot that
go.
whole thing.
Could you?
And instead of being like, hey, I'm done at 4 o'clock,
Well,
I was like, the last time I was done early, Kevin wasn't done eating yet. I'm going to go home and play Death Stranding.
shit. Next time. Next studio. Well, I mean, we gotta take it all apart and tighten the things up anyway. So
Yeah.
you
That's-
can,
some
you can
adjustments.
film us doing that.
yeah, well, I mean,
We're not taking it all.
if it sticks through this and through Tuesday,
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
yeah.
Just like wrap the whole thing in tape.
Yeah, gaffer tape.
Gaffer tape.
I
don't
mean,
think
at
it's
that
a-
point, we could just get like sealant of some sort and just like make sure it could never be taken apart again.
You know what they say in the business? If you're gaffing, you're laughing.
That's he who gaffs last gaffs best. I've
That's
heard.
right.
Is
Can't-
it a gaffer?
Can't spell gofter without.
Is a gaffer just like a... What is a gaffer?
Lighting. Is it lighting?
Gaffer? I think a gaffer is just like does all sorts of rigging stuff.
I know that the best boy, I think, is the gaffer's main assistant, maybe. I feel like that. I feel like best boy is like a step below the gaffer.
Did you know a
Best-
girl can be best boy?
Best boy is
What?
Whoa, that's a subcategory of other categories. Because I know there's also best boy grips.
Oh, yeah. Well, but there's also like a key grip.
Yeah.
And I think if
Best
you're
boy grip.
I think if you're a best boy, I think that's like your main lead hand, you know? Your lead hand. You're the Otacon to their snake. Know what I'm
I
saying?
always thought it was like just a side-eyed swipe at the person. Oh, you're the best boy.
Best in quotes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's my horse in Red Dead's the best boy.
Can you, Brando, explain where these terms come from?
No.
Really?
I am not in film production.
Gaffer. The etymology of the word gaffer, the
No.
Syrian word gaffer from
Isn't that
the
like
early
just
12th century.
Not really, no.
general camera lingo?
Nope. It's very it's probably for a someone in movies they probably think it's general camera lingo, but we don't
Stage
okay.
production,
Yeah.
maybe.
I do my entire audio and visual job myself.
In film and television crews, the gaffer, or chief lighting technician, nailed it, is the head electrician. Responsible for the execution of the lighting plan for production. The term gaffer originally related to the moving of overhead equipment to control lighting levels using a gaff.
Ah,
When Fort McMurray almost burned down, I had an audio guy.
Like they hold
That's what we called them.
Fucking held the boom mic.
Yeah.
You'd like go into the shot and you'd be like, get out. You're in the shot.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the shot.
I'm pretty sure that's what the grips do. The grips are the ones who hold the mics.
This place is on fucking fire, Brando. Let's get out of here.
We got to go.
Let's do a podcast, gentlemen.
All right, bring us in.
Energy.
Feed off your energy.
From zero. People of the earth. If all of you could hold up your hands and lend... I don't think he says
can't even.
Kakarot.
Isn't it?
You can
It's
barely even
Hercule
touch
saying
it.
it, right? Mr.
Stretching out.
Vegeta does it first and nobody listens.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
her goes,
Yeah,
come
that's
on,
right.
brothers. We gotta get up there and defeat the parlor tricks and Majin Buu.
That's right.
And then everybody does.
Their hands up. Whatever happens, like, does that, I guess you can probably recreate that energy over time. It's not like you're just for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You have a little less soul than.
Yeah, it's like, a couple months you're back to... It's like
blood
donating blood.
transfusions.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you regrow it. It's a little bit from every person. That's why
Right.
it's... Mr. Satan saves the except for the Saiyan saga, Mr. Satan saves the world in every saga. Saves the world in Cell saga. Super saves the world in the Boo saga. Not even like kayfabe aside.
How does he save the world in the Cell saga?
I don't remember, but he gets credit for it. I
No, he
remember.
gets the shit
I
kicked
remember.
out of him.
Yeah, but then when Cell blows up, it's everyone. Mr. Satan saves
think
the
it-
world.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
'cause
You're
then-
talking from like the general public's belief.
Yeah.
point of view. Okay.
Kayfabe.
Yeah,
I
that's why
thought-
he becomes a hero.
Champion of the world.
On the world.
Yeah.
in
I
the
thought you meant
planet.
like.
And then he legit
Actually.
saves everyone with Majin
Yeah,
Buu.
that's
The
legit.
power of friendship and whatever their dog's name is.
B.
B. Yeah.
BB?
I almost
Just
can't
B.
say a single B anymore.
BT.
BB.
That's what Mad says it.
That's your character.
BB.
Give you a shot, BB.
BB.
Let's do a show. Hi, welcome to the podcast. It is November the 18th, 2019, episode 298 of the Talking Reckless podcast. My name's Matt Eads, joined by Kevin Byer, the champ, still reigning,
I mean, we had to
defending.
we had to take a few shortcuts on that last match, but I'm happy with how it turned out.
That's right, Revolution, TRWL's latest event. They're not pay-per-views. They're free for everyone to watch. Was on Friday. DDK. You should go see for yourself. I won't get too many spoilers. Did defend his title, as he said. Heck of an event. Brandon Lynch,
Yeah.
your favorite competitor, Silver Standard, was there.
Yes, I heard he got a pin.
He got a pin, first pin in the TRWL. Yeah. Opened up with, well, again, no spoilers. Go watch that video for yourself if you haven't seen it. A lot of fun. It was a very interesting match, Silver Standards.
Yeah.
And Oliver J. is here as well.
Hi, everybody.
You competed against Colin Cox on Colin Cox? No, Bryce Zank.
Bryce Zank.
Bryce Zank.
Bryce Zank.
Yeah, on
Good.
Friday.
The old Zinky Dink.
That's what they call him. Yeah, you got to watch. That's what his RKO is called. The
Zinky
Zinky Dink out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. We're in this brand new studio where things can and will go wrong, much like the TRWL. Anything can happen here in the first few weeks of this new studio.
Yeah, same studio, new features. Great new
well,
feature.
yeah, same room.
We're in the same
but
room. Yeah.
Everything in it is different.
I
more or
built
less.
this pipe thing.
Yeah, we got a gaff above us. I feel like I used that word totally correctly there.
I feel like you've used the gaff in many different ways so far today.
All of them. It's a versatile word.
That's right.
I always thought it was just like scaffolding. We just call it some scaffolding.
Yeah, so that's in my head. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
We're in our new studio, built for us to do all sorts of things, but for the express purpose of recording our D&D game.
Look at me.
It's crazy.
I'm not fucking touching my mic. It's floating around in front
Floating
of me.
right there.
Yeah.
They're hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Some of them are hanging like straight upside down. Some of them, every mic is different, which is really funny. Where every the positioning on every mic has to be a little bit different, just the way the thing is built. Where we got R&B station where it's hanging, and you want to.
That's the cool.
Yeah, when you're feeling soulful, you can get real close to that one. We've got kind of like newscaster right in front of you, like Brando and I
Traditional.
have.
It's the only one coming from
Off
the
the
south.
table.
That's right.
And I think that's more like sportscaster than newscaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Radio. I mean, it's like radio, whatever. Professional broadcaster style.
That's me.
And then we got Kev splitting the difference. Kind of, it's like the kill shot.
Yeah,
sideways.
exactly.
Sideways,
It's
yeah.
like when you're going down and need to bust some caps.
The
you need
sideways
to
nines of microphones.
turn the microphone sideways so that you can bust those fat rhymes.
That's how you curve the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how Eminem learned to rap. Is on a sideways mic.
Oh, for sure.
attached to a pipe.
It's coming together. We still have a long ways to go. There's still some equipment and some things I would like to
Fine tuning.
some fine tuning that I'd like to add to the studio. We're raising money for it over on the stream all this month. I've already completely blown through our budget with this stuff. So if you want to help make that happen, come on over to twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. It's coming together. We should have some D&D Rolling Reckless be getting started soon. Very, very soon.
This all seemed like a dream. You would say when we get the studio figured out, and I would internally laugh.
Yeah, everyone would roll their eyes, and it finally came together.
I don't know. You know it's serious because Matt didn't say coming soon TM. He said just straight coming soon.
Just coming soon, man. Very soon. Maybe as soon as... I don't want to put a date on it, because every time I do it gets fucked up. But soon! Plans are in the works.
Not to be overshadowed by the pipe stands.
Yeah.
New actual table.
New table. It's
Look how
way
fucking long it
bigger.
is.
Yes.
Fucking straight mahogany.
Twice the size it used to be.
Yeah.
Huge.
So much space.
Yeah. We have a lot more space between our mics. It should be way better. It should be way better. This podcast should just sound better, and it'll let us do some new stuff. I need some foam for the walls, you know. This room's very live. It's a very live room.
It's hot.
It is, yeah. Matt Deadman would like to deaden up this room a little bit. Matt, no, I'd be a good sound man. That'd be me.
Good sound man.
Good sound man, yeah. I just go by sound man. G sound man. G, U with an umlaut.
Right.
It's Swedish.
I'd be fart man.
Yeah. Farts.
No.
I think that's all I got to tell you about. D&D show coming up. Uh-oh.
Ooh, what was that?
There's a ghost. So I don't know. There's a ghost somewhere.
That's so scary. When you,
It's got.
especially
I
when you
think
call it a
it's
ghost.
something to do with the headset. I think
It seemed to be when Brando moved. But interesting.
Nope.
It has me.
Like I say, there's some things to figure out. We'll be I'll be working on things maybe even as this podcast goes on. So
In regard to figuring this out, this is not a new studio problem. This is a problem that has been around since time immemorial.
that's true. That's true. But with all this new equipment, we're closer than we've ever been to nailing it down.
Sure.
Although
It's not the chords.
it's mysterious every time. It's not the
Yeah,
chords.
because these are brand new chords, right?
Must be the mics.
Yeah.
It seems when somebody moves, maybe people just move when it happens.
Because we're scared.
I think it might be sounds coming out of the headsets or the
And just not picking up.
yeah.
Not actually coming out of the
I bet you
mic.
it's not actually coming out of the mics. I think it's just stuff that we can hear.
Where the fuck you been?
Well, usually
I'm a science man. I'm the fucking best boy gaffer over here.
usually I mute the mic and
I've
then
had
it
this
goes
problem
away.
900 times.
Yeah,
No one's ever brought up the fucking headset, Paul.
I don't. I'm pretty sure it's not the headset. Next time it happens, I'll turn the mics off and we can figure out which one it is. But there'll be. I'm pretty sure it's either this mic or that mic.
You know what we should do is whenever it happens, just everyone goes silent and then someone pick up the ball like the ghost just made an interesting point about video games.
That'd be. We should just, work that out.
I don't think it works if you say live that that's the plan. Like, we should have wrote that one down.
16
or
episodes?
something.
What the?
And it'll be one of those things like we understand it, but if you're listening to the show, they'll be like, there must be something with like you can hear him if he's in there, but he doesn't travel through the fucking electricity, so the listener can't hear what he's saying.
Oh,
but
it's
we
even
can.
scary. That's like the little girl sitting in front of the TV who's just repeating what the ghost says, but it's us on the podcast.
Yeah, that's
right.
kind of scary.
What's that? Death Stranding ghost? Oh,
There it is.
wow, that was unnerving. That was
Oh my
like.
God,
He talked
I'm
back
so-
to you.
All right,
fucking
let's not
scared.
fuck with the ghost anymore. That's.
God damn it, you guys. I'm like,
Don't ruin our podcast, please.
You guys
Mr.
should have got
Spirit.
some more like religious-y scaffolding.
Yeah, did you remember to bless us in holy water before we?
We can hit it with some Jesus before we're done here.
We're gonna have to, I think.
Yeah.
I was
Whoa.
giving the ghost a chance to,
Just hang a Bible from one of the corners.
and then the mics would stand with the Bible would fall in the middle of the night. Oh shit!
Actually, the Bible wouldn't fall because Bibles can't hit the ground, so they just actually float.
Oh okay.
Yeah. They're like cats. Bibles always land on
Yep.
their feet.
Yeah, cats can't hit the ground. That's, I've heard that.
they just float.
There. Yeah.
Video games, gentlemen. You play them? You like them?
Well, that's a loaded question.
I'm less sure every day.
Yeah, me too.
Every
the
day.
more I play the good video games, the more I'm not sure what video games are good.
How's our Death Stranding update here? Were you here last week, Oliver?
Was I?
Don't remember.
It was released.
Yes.
It was released last week.
I
So
was
yes,
the
I was
only
here.
one who was not here.
Okay, all right. Brant, what's some first impressions here from Brando, who I think is the farthest of all of us?
So my first impressions were very positive. It seemed like a very dumb Kojima fun story mixed with like a gameplay loop that I was super into in like a therapeutic way where I'd like come home from work and I'd be like, I just want to fucking deliver some packages. Oh, you say this package needs to go up to the mountains? Let me get a few ladders. Let me get a few anchors.
Kind of relaxing. All
Yeah.
the rivers are like real tranquil.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, this is a yellow river. I got to wade through this one. This is nice.
no
I know how
problem.
to solve every problem. And then as they kind of started introducing more stuff like the mules, who are the guys who come and steal your gank your shit.
They're addicted
Bandits.
to deliveries,
That's right.
man.
They're addicted to likes. You get likes by delivering.
All right, never mind. Now
Yes.
I think maybe I got to go join the. I found my faction.
I was gonna say I've been swapping some messages with you, and you're sounding more and more like a mule every day.
I just like likes, that's my life.
And the BT stuff, which it gets more manageable with some of the unlocks you get, but those two things were very much man, this is cramping my tranquil style for this game.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all. Now 40 hours later, I don't want to do any more deliveries ever.
Too long.
Yeah.
That's
Too long.
very long.
I don't want to deliver anything. I'm hesitant to like even give my thoughts because I don't want to change your guys' opinions of anything.
Okay, I see what you mean. I'll keep it very vague as well. Don't want to color anyone's opinion, but
Well, and like maybe I can't. Maybe I can tell you what I think of it, and you guys will think the total opposite.
it's just too many deliveries. It's just too much.
I'm strictly talking about the story.
Okay.
But yes, there's too many deliveries.
just
So,
too-
do you guys want to know what delivery I feel like I finished on? The number.
Like
Yes.
finish the story?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
69.
No, but okay, really, what'd you
69.
Okay, I don't
Okay.
even know. I don't even know what number
I'm getting-
delivery
I'm
I'm
getting-
at.
I'm getting real close to that.
I'm still in episode 3, and which is it seems like that's the long one.
So, to try and give you some perspective, again, without spoiling too much, I feel like I have finished from about chapter 10, maybe even chapter 9, all the way till where I'm at, which feels like the end of the game, in less combined time than I spent in chapter 3.
So everything just happens rapid
I feel
fire
like
after chapter
once
3?
you get past chapter 3, there's definitely, you're still delivering stuff. There's still some chapters that are like, oh, you got to do like 7 deliveries, but there's nothing that comes close to chapter 3. And yeah, it kind of starts moving, and the plot kind of starts coming at you in more frequent intervals.
That's good.
3 seems weird. Like, looking back on it now as a whole game, looking back on chapter 3, it was like, this is where you play the game.
Yeah.
Play the game for as long as you want, and then
Just get through it.
on with
Go
the
see some
story. Yeah.
And there should be a warning at the front of that game that's like, don't fucking drag your feet in chapter 2 and 3. Don't drag your feet. Don't you're gonna. It sets it up in a way that you're like, I'm gonna do all these deliveries. I'm getting all these stars. People are giving. I got a tall neck hologram. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then, like you say, the game kind of starts in chapter 3. The game kind of started for me like 20-ish hours in at a
Right.
point where it's like, man, I wish I would not have walked from A to B.
Yeah.
Back to A, back to B,
Well,
if 80 times in the chapter 2.
And I feel like that feeling of, oh, this is where the game starts, I feel like that just keeps happening chapter to chapter, where it's like, oh, if you would have just given this to me a few chapters ago, I'd be done by now. So
Yeah.
it's very much that, and once I figured that out, it's like, I'm going to go do everything, and then if by some God-given miracle I still want to play more of this game, then I'll have all the tools to get these things faster. So.
Yeah. The novelty is very much wearing off for me now, and I got no time. I'm playing the hardest difficulty. It's still no challenge at all. No
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
Like, If I get caught by BTs now, it is way faster to let them pull you, let them catch you and trigger the boss, and then just walk out of that pool, and then the rain stops. So like there's
I thought you had to kill the guy to make the rain stop.
no, you just get out of his pool and he disappears and the rain goes away. So they're
That's
like
the dolphin one.
they're the big ones. Yeah, there's dolphins sometimes.
It's not necessarily always.
I've only seen dolphin one.
Keep playing. There's a definite part in the game where you're like, oh, that's okay.
So whether I'm right or wrong, I felt like I got a different one after I killed the first one.
Well, I mean, there's
There are some that are very obviously tied to the story.
Yeah,
but I've terms of the one that just shows up, I had the same one every time, and then I killed him, and then I had a different one.
I had the same one every time, and then one of the cutscenes, you see a different BT, and then that BT started showing up in my game for me.
Yeah, so there's a chance that it was just the timing of it. Maybe I killed that first one and then hit that story beat. But
anyways, it is like way faster to just get caught, and it's no big deal to like, oh no, I took 5 steps and now I'm good. Or like if I'm in a vehicle and like, oh no, the BTs are down, I'm just fucking pedal down, and unless you literally drive into one, they can't grab you. You have to drive right smack into them, and if they do, you just walk out. It's no big deal.
Yeah, because they can't catch you once they find you, and you literally have to hit them.
And same thing with the mules. Like off the beginning, they were real fucking pain, but as soon as you start getting a couple weapons, as soon as you get like the bullet gun, it's way faster to just take every mule off the map in like Assassin's Creed style almost, where like I have a chain of 50 mules following me, and I run a couple steps, and run a couple steps, run a couple steps, take them off the map.
I fucking love the bullet gun.
And away, did you get those?
Did you get the scanner?
No, okay. The scanner. I'm not sure what you mean. I must
call it like a counter scanner.
Oh yeah.
You got that?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I got that.
I just got that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's really hard for me to time. I'm so really bad at that one.
What is it? Because like one of the beacons will like shoot out a thing and then they'll return it, and then that's when you hit it.
So yeah, so for me, the first beacon shoots past me, and I count one Mississippi, 2. And then I just hit it.
Oh, you do a Mississippi?
Yeah,
I do 1, 2.
I feel like that's almost too late.
But like it's always different too, because like sometimes they don't scan you and sometimes they scan you later, and it's,
right.
It's very...
Well, I feel like they always scan you at the same time. It's how far you are from the kind of epicenter of where their scanning stuff is. But I feel like even if you launch it and it catches their scan like right after they pop it,
yeah, as long as they touch,
it'll still.
But like
rid of it.
I have weapons now that make the BT or the mules even less of a big deal in a way that like I can take them all off the map super fast. It's just I need to get them all to me is the hard part.
Right.
It's long in the tooth. That whole game is so fucking long in the tooth.
Yeah,
like,
that's sort of what I feel like. I just kind of want to like cannonball through it and not.
Yeah, I just go
do all that side
I go
stuff
in fucking straight lines and over mountain. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah.
Let's get this thing done, you guys.
Zigzag up the mountains. Bring 6 ladders with you.
No, not even.
I just run over them now. I just run straight over.
There are straight up mountains that you cannot run straight over in that game.
I mean, if I can't, I mean, you can.
You're probably getting close to them.
I'm in the
where you told me they were, or where you were in the story.
Yeah,
because you've met.
I'm definitely in a mountainous.
Met Heartman now.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a mountainous area. It's everything is so fresh and novel and cool that you're like, oh my god, look at all these. Oh, I gotta take a shower and I gotta eat and I gotta drink and I gotta poke my BB. And then you do that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And every single thing has not 1, not 2, but 3 separate cutscenes to skip after in a way that's like.
You skip them all now?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
it's like,
I have been for a long
mechanical,
time.
Like pause over yes, pause over yes, pause over yes.
And like, if I want to skip the cutscene for turning in an order, I sure as fuck don't only want to skip the first second of it and then have a separate cutscene where I have to again open the thing and press skip to then get to my score screen, to then have to turn auto skip on, to then have it go through all the score, to then have the guy come up and talk, or the prepper you're delivering to, whatever, to then have to button through that, to then have sometimes even another cutscene to go back through. Like, it's... What the fuck? Sometimes I get so mad at like...
I really hate how those the holograms of the preppers pop up and they're just so mechanical and shitty, fucking animated.
And like that,
and
every piece of dialogue in that game is so throwaway.
And those structures, like everything about those structures, are just copy and pasted to.
It feels so. It's such a lifeless, empty world.
Yeah.
And like it's just like the most generic. Oh, hey, I really needed this.
Yeah.
Hey, you're great. Thanks very much.
Hey, let me check the condition of this.
Oh, it looks good.
Looks good.
Later.
And I feel like they could have done so much more with like the things you had to do to get those challenges done. Like they are basically don't destroy it, don't get it wet.
Do it in a certain amount of time.
Yeah, the most interesting one they give you is the pizza.
Pizza.
Pizzas are really funny.
And there's nothing else that comes close to the pizza where it's like you got to keep it level.
Yeah. There's
I lost a pizza over a waterfall.
You get a bomb sometimes. I know the bomb didn't like being tipped.
Yeah.
But I didn't blow up, so whatever.
I did not ride a bike because I kept riding a bike and I would just go like a foot off the ground and land and the bomb would explode. I was like, fuck this game.
It's like it's an interesting social experiment.
It is like that stuff of it. I think is really cool, and the fact that he, for like better or worse in the story, tried to build a story that was kind of one-to-one with how the players are playing the game.
Yeah,
which is the whole connection thing, where it's like, oh, the game is about going and connecting all these cities, and then the gameplay, the most interesting gameplay mechanic is everyone kind of working together to get there. Because I will say right now, the best moments in that game are when, more than any story beat that I've seen, are when you are like, I really fucking need someone to have built a generator here or a zip line here, or I need there to be a fucking ladder here. And there is.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, me and this guy, we
Fuck
get
me.
it.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing.
So, do you guys think like for me, who's gonna play this game in like probably like a month or so, is all that stuff gonna be there for me when I start?
I don't know how that works really. So like they're
think
they're constantly taking the stuff out because they have this time fall mechanic, which is
Yeah.
the rain that ages everything, and it is destroying structures. So I assume that means that people are constantly rebuilding those structures, and you're also not in with like I never saw anything that you guys have put down.
No.
Like it feels like you're kind of in an instance with a bunch of people, and those people you're kind of going through the game with. Like I've seen a lot of the same people all over my game.
Yeah, so have I.
But maybe that's also because I did those contracts, whatever those contracts are, those
Strand contracts.
Yeah, so
found a couple like it's like, oh, this guy put down some good zip lines. I'm gonna fucking like
you're
him and
using-
hopefully he puts down a lot more good zip lines type of.
yeah. It's frustrating that I can't like find your stuff, like that they didn't put a premium on like, oh, these guys are friends on PlayStation. They obviously would want to see each other's ladders and anchors and stuff.
Yeah, I wish they would have done that because then I'd be like, Brando shit, eat shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes,
Just
fucking right.
stand there and like it.
Yeah,
I could like
just
stuff for like 15 seconds now.
Oh,
Oh, that's way too long.
yeah, 8 seconds.
I'll sit there and fucking just give it to you guys.
So yeah, it'd be
700
interesting.
likes on that bridge in one go.
It'd be interesting to see how your world turns out, Kevin, when if you ever get around to playing this. Like, would it just be barren because everybody hears like this game's really not that good?
I don't think so.
And
I think it's
stop
always pulling a certain amount of structures into your game. Like, there have to truly be 0 people playing for that. And even then, like, I bet the AI porters would. There must be some consideration if you're playing offline.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, maybe.
There is. I've gotten bumped off my network a few times where it said like your internet connection is not good enough. You're playing offline now.
I've had that happen
there's
too.
still
but
been
like, my
all sorts of
existing
stuff.
online stuff stays. What if you're
Right.
never online though?
Right.
Like I wonder
yeah.
if you can.
I have no idea. You're right. It might be just those like at the beginning. There's tutorials where like the in-game characters are leaving stuff, and instead of a gamer tag or a PSN name, it would just be like the guy's name from the game, and they might
George
just
Batten.
they might just populate your game with a bunch of those instead, and they're probably better because I've noticed just limitless idiotic placements of structures in my game.
Yeah,
I'm like, what
it's,
the fuck is it? What is this? What
Zip
is it?
lines.
What is this fucking anchor where I can climb halfway down a cliff and then have to fall to my death?
I found a couple zip lines that when you got off them, they just dropped you to your death, which is really
Yeah.
funny. The way they kind of like put you down a little bit.
Yeah, there was a couple
little
where
bit off them.
it would take me like right beside a mountain to the degree that if I had any cargo on my back, it would just like explode off my back.
Yeah, it's I think Oliver, you this is like fifth hand now from another show. I'm very glad I'm playing Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can really recommend it to anyone ever. I also don't know if I'm having fun.
I don't think I'm having fun. I think I look back on the whole thing and am like,
Yeah.
I had really like therapeutic moments
Yeah.
where the like music would hit while I was like trudging over a mountain, and it seemed like they had those music cues down to like come on when you're like, oh, this is the first time you've seen this area coming down this mountain, and it's all snowy when you've just been dealing with grass, and it's like, oh, this is nice, this is cool. Yeah. I'm just gonna surf on my carrier all the way down the hill.
But then you see that 17 times. It's like, okay.
Right. Well, and I think those never got old for me. Like when the music cue would hit at the right time, I was always like, this is kind of neat. But it was just so far between those moments where like Skyrimming my way up a mountain and constantly falling 2 feet, and then my baby would start crying, and I'd have to chase my fucking gear down the hill while I'm shaking him, trying to get him to calm down. And then all of a sudden it comes to a stop and all the mules run up and start grabbing it. And you chase the mules halfway fucking home and the BT dog gets you.
If it was just a little, like, a little more respectful of my time, I think I might be having a better... It just takes so long to do anything. To boot the game up and get out of the private room is like a 5-minute ordeal of fucking skipping cutscenes and shit.
Yep.
Like, it's just... Man, and you do it... Like it's the Metal Gear 5 thing of, like, the credits roll every time, and you gotta walk out of the base everything. Like, you gotta take the helicopter out every time. But it's that to times infinity. Yeah. It's Metal Gear 5, the Jeep ride, the fucking video game. What if every mission was the Jeep ride?
That's too far, Matt.
It is, though. It really is. And, like... And it's just these talking heads, these completely static talking heads, and Sam never talks back, and, like...
There is a lot of like Metal Gear Solid 5 in this game.
Why is it so long?
Where it's like, oh, you got really good actors, but could only afford about 20 lines from each of them.
Yeah, and why are they all saying nothing? Why are they all like...
Well, that's Kojima.
There's a whole...
Yeah.
But like...
For sure.
Like, not even like Kojima nothing. Like, just nothing in the sense of like, hey, thanks so much. Like, non-committal, like, non-specific. Like,
right.
Sam Porter is the only one that, like... It's not like Oliver's created character, Oliver podcast... electrician is gonna show, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. It is this bespoke, very handcrafted, lovingly handcrafted, like meticulous in a lot of ways. The entire world feels that way, except for the part where it's a fucking like the connective story tissue. It seems
like they put in a lot of work to the the cutscenes, like the actual like kind of the big set piece cutscenes, the one where they take the control out of your hand and you just stop and watch, put the controller down. They put a lot of work into those, and they put a lot of work into the mechanics of the game, and everything else was just like, we ran out of money.
Yep. Don't worry,
everywhere.
Gamers will make their own fun.
That's right. Just give them enough ladders.
It's very strange.
I've also heard it described as it's too precious. I don't know if you guys heard this either, but the guy was likening it to a really good, really intricate, really complicated Halloween costume, where it looks fucking great, where the guy's just standing, but he can't really enjoy the Halloween party because he can't sit down, he can't fucking eat, otherwise he's gonna get fucked. Like he's gonna fuck up his costume.
They're like to the
so he's really not even degree, having fun.
Yeah, to the degree where it's like I have to worry about 500 things when I'm going down the mountain, so I can't enjoy going down the mountain is totally accurate.
Yeah. And even like for me, it's more like I can't enjoy any of it because there is 10 minutes of fun bookended by an hour of skipping cutscenes, putting all the gear on my back, and then just pressing optimize anyways. Why is that 3 button presses? Why is it pause, go to cargo, press optimize, press OK? Why isn't it just hold fucking triangle, optimize your gear, because you're doing it constantly? Like, it is just...
And kind of skipping the cutscenes. Why can't that just be a hold option?
Why is Make a Road 4 cutscenes? Who the fuck wants to watch the first... Or, like, who wants to skip the first quarter of the Building a Road cutscene, but watch the second, third, and fourth? Like, it's just... It doesn't...
That sort of
it's so fucking pretentious.
That sort of They got me at the beginning because... just the way sometimes Metal Gear 5 would sort of pop like a story cutscene. Right, I sort of felt that with this game was if I was like skipping through each one, I feel like I'm gonna skip through something that was kind of important. So that scared me at first, but then I realized like
figure out the loop. Yeah,
fuck it.
Yeah,
you immediately know what cutscenes are. Oh, I'm not skipping this, and what cutscenes are. Like if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, well, how do I know if I'm gonna miss anything?
You'll know. You'll know. But then even just to fuck with you, some of those scenes are sometimes different. Where like. There's a shower one. There's 1 out of every 10 shower scenes is a little bit different. 1 out of every 10 poke the BBs is a little bit different.
I've never once poked my BB.
There's some really good.
Yeah.
It's like You should poke the BB. You
Yeah?
should do it the first thing you wake up. I think is when it triggers the most. There's some really good There's some really good.
This is when he's on the charging station
Yeah,
there?
yeah. When you're in the private
Does a
room,
backflip and
yeah. First thing you
thumbs
do
up?
when you wake up, poke BB, and I'd say maybe 25, maybe 20 to 25% of the time there'll be kind of a special. There's a couple of them I've seen.
I think I checked on him once when he was first in there to make sure he was at 100%, and then I realized I could see the number from my bed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
never went back over there.
I think you get his little rep up or something too when you.
Oh, he'll give you a like. I got all my likes from fucking posing in
You
the
get
mirror.
the star. You get the star roll. He's got 5
For
stars.
BB, I'm not sure where I'm at. I think unless I got the BB one by accident, which it doesn't sound like I did because I never poked them. I think I only 5-starred one prepper in the entire game.
Yeah, BB's a little different. I think it just happens over the game or whatever. But
How you guys doing with the auto delivery robots?
it's
I
fucking
just-
useless.
I
Yeah.
just unlocked that.
Completely
It's
What do you mean
hilarious.
useless?
It's hilarious.
They are the
I send them
scarabs out of Metal Gear, which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
What's that?
Those little
yeah.
black
Yeah.
spheres with the 3 arms on them.
Yeah.
Which is real fucking
Have you
weird.
got to the auto delivery
Yeah, I
bots yet?
just got
Okay.
those, yeah.
Yeah, you just sent. So it tells you right at the beginning when you get them. It's like, oh, you want to send them on paths that have no mules and no BTs, and road construction's really good. If there's a road constructed, then they'll just stay on that. And so the first time I was like, okay, I'm trying to plan the route out, and I never could. I was like, this seems like the best option. Comes back 98% package damage. You get a C, and then eventually it was just the top 2 on. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Top 2 on the list. Send them out every
fuck it.
time.
Yeah.
Send them out.
For me, it's always
Send 'em out.
oh, the wind farm. Oh, that one's way the fuck out of the way, huh? Yeah, the robots can't handle this one.
You'd get a millimeter on the star for
Yeah.
your C
even-
delivery, and
don't
I'm
even
like,
waste
yep,
the time.
just racking them up.
Not worth watching the cutscene.
There's
Not
also
literally not worth the time.
A lot of fucking shit in those menus that I don't really understand, and I don't care to understand.
Good luck reading it all.
And also, it's fucking tiny.
Real small.
There's
Real small.
I'm gonna say I don't know 20,000 words in the email. Probably more than that in the emails. Probably closer to 50,000 words.
I
written
stopped
fiction
reading.
in the emails.
I stopped reading the emails real quick. I open them
That's-
up and look for yellow words, and then I close them.
That's what I wanted to ask you, Brando, because I know that you're into this codex stuff.
Yeah.
Have you spent time?
It was too much. So the problem with the emails were there was too many emails, just like the cutscenes. There was too many emails that were this is just for fun. This is a
Yeah.
little fun for you. And I was like, okay, I need the game to get rid of all this so
Tell me
that I
what's
can
important.
only read the ones that are cool lore stuff.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I basically didn't read any of them.
So there's also
Well,
the
they do get
interviews.
likes.
Did you?
I was a lot more into the interviews.
Those
yeah.
are the ones that I want to get into, but are they worth it? Is there value to
Yeah,
those?
So
'Cause
I
the
feel
thing-
like a lot of the stuff in the interviews I've had a few moments where I've read the interviews and then there's been what it feels like was supposed to be a shocking moment in the story, and I was like, well, yeah, you told me this already
Yeah.
in the interviews.
I've heard
And it was
that one already.
it's the first time Sam Porter is figuring it out, but it's well, Sam, weren't you reading the email that I was reading with you?
It's that game gives me
So
an
then-
eye strain headache within 20 minutes of playing it because the text is so fucking small without fail.
So then, if I read those, it
How you
sounds
gonna-
like it's ruining the.
How are you gonna read them? Are you
Story
gonna
reveals.
scoot your butt up to the TV and fucking sit there like you're 5?
I mean, I have one corner of my bed that I sit on when it's reading time, and that gets me close enough.
Brutal.
And then I move
it is.
back to
It
the wall
sucks.
when it's not. but-
It's an accessibility issue. It's crazy that
And
made
it's
it out the
tricky 'cause
door.
the Outer Worlds was also terrible. There just wasn't as much of it, but it was also I don't know what the fuck that says.
Yeah, it's man.
I also go to my corner.
Who
Well,
is that part of the vision? How does that make it out the door? Is that
Yeah, I don't
Kojima-san? We need yes, it has to be 5 individual cutscenes you have to skip, and also make the text smaller.
Probably.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's so small, and it's not a PC game. I mean, it
Yeah.
will be eventually, so maybe that's how it's being designed. But it is offensive how
I
small
feel-
it is.
so-
It is unreadable.
This maybe is more a problem for me because I probably need glasses. I felt like this was not as big a deal as a lot of people thought it was because I was like, this is half video games. Half the video games I can't read the fucking thing.
I've never had an issue
No, this
like
one
this.
is very small.
Even Outer Worlds was small for me, but I could at least still I could still make it out a
I
little
think
bit.
Outer Worlds is even smaller than this. It was
God.
just it was less instances where I needed to read it.
Yeah, maybe I'm kind of
Yeah,
making it that way in my head, but
The Outer Worlds, I was standing up and going to my TV to read stuff. Whereas anything in this game, at most, I had to slide to the closest part of my bed
it's
and be
bad, dude.
oh, yeah.
It's bad, and the email text isn't even the smallest text. Like some of the legends on the map, and then you zoom the map in to be like, what does that say? But the text stays the same size. You're like, what?
Text doesn't zoom.
It's so that game is so frustrating in so many different ways. Of just like, why is the game this way? Is it did Kojima's ego demand it be like? It doesn't make any sense why a lot of the things are the way they are.
So I'm interested to hear what you guys think of the story in the end, because that's the only thing that this whole thing hangs on.
Yeah,
now, right?
totally.
Like when I was playing this game and hitting those moments where I spent 30 minutes getting over a mountain and then fell 2 feet and broke the thing I was delivering and had to do it all over again. All I kept saying to myself was like, I just want to see the story. I just want to see how Kojima does this. So
Ocelot's going to show up eventually. He's gonna
Is
hold
that
on.
is that how they sort of make this game harder? The further you go, is that like the traversal?
no, the game never actually gets that much harder.
I feel
the traversal where Matt is at gets a little more difficult.
I think it's pretty fun actually. Where
me too. There was parts of it that I actually thought were a lot of fun.
I'm kind of up in like a mountainous area
Right.
where you guys like snow.
Start dealing with
and-
deep, like knee deep snow and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But it doesn't really. There's kind of another environment after the one you're in, but it's super short, where they kind of throw another curveball at you. But it doesn't get like. It really doesn't get that much harder.
Yeah.
The game in general doesn't feel like it gets that much harder ever.
I want to
not a
like
hard game.
crow fly these fucking packages, and I don't really care about how I traverse it.
You just gotta pray.
I'm not at zip lines yet.
You just gotta pray that once you get the zip lines, that everyone in your world has set up good zip lines, and you can just bang, 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 away you go.
Me and my band of merry men sent up basically like the Star Wars Cloud City of zip lines on the mountaintops.
Nice.
And we were just, it was like, so I was telling Warren about it. I was like, the one you put on Twitter, I was like, I have no, like, we don't have a path as long as that one by half, but there is not a prepper in the mountains that you can't get to with our elaborate web of zip lines, which it was one of my favorite parts of that game was like adding those and then getting on and like 4 different zip lines were connected to wherever I wanted to go. I was like, this is great.
Death Stranding.
That was a very negative conversation about this game.
It's
Sounds like a great game. I just can't wait to get my hands on it.
I like it. I'm trying to think of an analogy. It makes a very strong first impression. We're like, oh my gosh, this is one of the most novel things I've ever played. And then it's like,
even to be perfectly honest, even for me, like starting off this game, I was only drawn to again the cinematic cutscenes that Hideo Kojima is like known for, and I was all in about that. But the gameplay was like, oh, I don't like this.
I enjoyed the first like 10 hours of
I
putting up
remember
ladders and
messaging
things.
you guys being like, this is like, there's something as simple as it is, very like, I really like this loop where it's like
meditation almost in
Right.
a way. I was totally into it, and then
then it was just
everything
too
you
much.
fall in love with, here's another course of
turns
it,
to ashes.
and then here's another course of it, and then here's 50 more courses of it, and you're 20 hours into the game at that point, and they're just shoveling more of it at you, and then more and more and more, and the whole game it's just more.
And
it's just more. It's not better. It's not different. It's just more.
they'll hit you with these soul sucking moments where it's just like you get all the way past this tough area to this place, and he's like, great, you got this. Take this stuff and take it right back to where you came from.
Yeah,
right
I'm not ready to
And
get
I'm
on
like,
your bullshit
oh.
network yet, so you can't use your fun gadgets. You just fucking walk back to where you came from. Like,
Fuck off.
all right,
Fuck you.
all right. I started putting the game. There's spots in there where I started putting the game down. I was getting a little frustrated of like,
Yeah, me too.
I'm not going back. Not tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
It's good that game isn't hard. If anything was hard in that game, I probably would have stopped playing.
Yeah, it's a weird. It's weird.
So then, the one thing I will say, like, kind of getting back to the story, is without getting into kind of the overarching quality of the story, the individual pieces are still very, like, they're good Kojima, weird,
Yeah.
good facial mapping kind of moments where it's like I sat at work today and put 8 different characters on the best new character list for Death Stranding.
I'm enjoying the characters. Enjoying the characters a lot, like I always do. They're weird, and
They're so
you,
stupid. Like,
you
the
start to
names
learn
and
more.
everything, like-
you start to learn more about them, and like you learn why Dead Man is called Dead Man, and you're like, fucking of course, that is the dumbest thing.
I'm looking forward to
Have
that
you
stuff.
you said you met Heartman?
Yeah.
Has he told you why he's called Heartman?
Yeah.
It's so
the
stupid.
dumbest thing.
But it's great. Like, it's dumb in a way that I'm on board with.
Yeah, I caught up to that one ahead of time.
Oh, really?
Because his calls are always like 1 minute remaining. I'm like, man, the fucking long distance where the fuck Heartman is sucks.
Yeah.
Satellites only overhead for 1 minute. Anyway, any closing thoughts here on Death Stranding, gentlemen? I'm sure we'll have more to say once we finish
Did
it.
they like leading up? They showed a lot of like Mads Mikkelsen as like this army guy.
He's the best part of the game.
In this weird like war torn kind of like battle war zone kind of thing. Did they make good on any of that?
I'm going to not say anything about that because you are very close to your own answer.
Okay, good. Because like
you will all those cutscenes they showed are out of the game. You'll see all those.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't really know what the fuck how that fits in.
You're getting close, buddy.
Okay, yeah, I guess that'll lead me on.
I could tell you, and you still wouldn't understand.
Yeah, probably not. And yeah, I want to experience that stuff because, like, I was more drawn into that stuff because it seemed a little bit more actiony than the walking around stuff. When during the lead up to this game, because to be perfectly honest, like this delivery stuff just doesn't appeal to me.
No, and all the cutscenes are basically, how'd you get your name? How'd you get your name?
Yeah, totally.
How'd you get, and all those stories are like
they're little character vignettes.
They're fun, dumb Kojima.
Okay, yeah.
Only from your fucking brain could you come up with why this guy's called Die Hard Man.
Everyone has a dumb fucking name, and everyone has the line of like, and that's why I'm called blank. And you're like, yeah, fucking of course it is.
No.
Yep, sure. Ugh.
The one last thing I want to ask you guys.
I'm waving the wrap it up sign here. We gotta.
I've been waving it for 40 hours.
Yeah.
And I don't want you guys to spoil anything.
Okay.
But I'm gonna look at you, and I want you guys.
If you're gonna have a Metal Gear game, don't even go there.
I want you guys to blink 5 times if you know that this is a Metal Gear game.
Don't ask me the questions you don't want to know the answers to, Oliver. Do not ask me. I can't.
Oh, I didn't. Okay,
I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not gonna answer that.
I was furiously blinking at Oliver, but he wasn't looking at me.
The redemption. The redemption this game so badly needs. I'm hoping that infamous line that everyone hates is kept you waiting, huh?
Oh, wait till you hear that fucking line.
I can't. Everybody, that seems to be the takeaway thing is that there is one particular line of dialogue that
I kept going through.
Wowzers.
It's a testament to the writing in that game on one end or the other that I kept being like, I wonder if that was the line. And then the line happened, and I was like, oh, that was the line.
Oh no!
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Kevin Byer. Time to
Hello.
wake up, buddy. Time to come back from the beach.
From the Death Stranding coma.
That's right. What have you been up to?
I've been playing some games.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of games?
I picked up the old Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order.
Oh, I should probably warn you. That's like a Dark Souls game.
Yeah, did you guys know that? Did you guys know that was a Dark Souls game?
I did. I heard recently, and I was like, oh boy, fucking Dark Souls.
I was like trying really hard to keep like radio blackout and like not watch any trailers, like not read any news about it. Like I wanted to go in like totally fresh and clean slate, open mind.
Dark Souls the way of the Jedi,
Dark Souls
man.
game, man.
It's
When
the way
did
of the
that
Jedi.
happen?
They fucking reskinned it.
Failure. The most powerful teacher. Yoda says that.
The enemies just come back when you meditate.
That's right.
It's just like real life, man.
So I did start on the Jedi Knight difficulty, which is the normal difficulty, I believe. Went and started doing the tutorial mission. Died.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Good. It's a Dark Souls game.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm still learning the ropes, still getting the parry system down, and figuring out when to block and everything, and when to.
I'm trying to pick this up in one day. Most people get lots of training.
Yeah. Went to the first real planet after the old tutorial mission, and quickly found a little side enemy. Not like obviously a side enemy too, because he had to take this one path and jump over these things and use your force powers to stop this windmill thing from chopping you up so that you could get through it. And obviously, like way off in the middle of nowhere,
Right.
found this enemy, and I'm like, okay, well, let's fight this thing.
Was it the Emperor?
No, it was
did like the start as soon as your like lightsaber came out.
Fuck, that'd be dope.
So and I mean, it was obvious that this was like the first like real test of the combat system in the game, because it was like it's clearly bigger than you. It's like this big fucking rat thing that charges at you and shoots its tongue out and tries to chomp you to death, kind of thing. And I think I died to that like 7 or 8 times.
Okay.
And like every time I would like, okay, well, first thing I got to do is I got to lock on, and then you start moving around, and the camera in that game, holy crap, like lots of games have really bad camera systems, but this Star Wars game is something else.
Camera's an enemy unto itself in the Soul series.
Yeah.
Sometimes the camera is... the big bosses, usually easy. It's the camera that fucking gets killed.
But at least 3 of my deaths, like in a row, were because the thing had a charge attack and it knocked me into a corner.
Oh, no.
And the camera got like... It was over top of me and like pointed straight down.
No.
But I was underneath the enemy. So I had literally no idea where I was. I'm like, okay, I could guess to dodge left or dodge right.
Yep.
One of those directions is going to be into the enemy, and I'm not going to be able to go anywhere. And if I guess the correct direction, I guess I can maybe get out of this corner. And I guess wrong,
Right.
almost every time. And then I remembered the lock-on system, so I started locking on and getting a little better in the fight. Slowly making progress.
You can do this, Kevin.
Yeah,
you can do this, buddy.
That's what I thought. And then,
oh no!
And then by like 6 more deaths or whatever it was, on this optional fucking enemy.
Yeah, maybe it's a hard side boss, man. That is vintage Dark Souls. Is like there's a really hard enemy. You could go fight the fucking Black Knight if you wanted to. You'd be crazy.
So yeah, finally I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm switching to story mode. I'm going down to dummy difficulty, and immediately
It's called Padawan.
Immediately,
Youngling.
I don't remember what it was. No, it's just called story mode. It's straight up just called story.
That's polite.
You can do this, Kev.
And then immediately just killed the thing without any trouble whatsoever.
It'll click. There'll be a point where it'll just click, and then you'll just become a Jedi. You'll just get it, man. Your training will be complete.
Man. I don't know. Like I'm having a lot of fun with it.
It's a good first step.
Just the if honestly, this game could be Sekiro, and I would probably not like it because the samurai shit doesn't really do it for me. But I mean, the lightsabers and the force powers.
I'm with you, buddy.
And the deep lore of like, I got legit chills when I went to Dathomir, and they're like, "Well, this is where the Night Sisters were," and I'm like, "I know what the Night Sisters are."
I'm really banking on this game to pull me through a Souls game.
Yeah. It sounds like that camera issue you're having is. It sounds. I've heard this game is a little unrefined. Is maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
technical issues.
Yeah, a lot of technical issues, a lot of bugs.
Sort of the ground disappearing.
Yeah, like it sounds really bad on Xbox One.
Yeah, like other than the
Can't
camera
wait.
thing, I've heard the same problems. But other than the camera thing, like I haven't had any glaring issues.
You haven't fallen through the world.
No, like
infinitely,
haven't fallen through the world. There was a couple, and I don't know how much of a spoiler this is, but like there's.
You already told me that you got a thing today that
You're
I
right.
thought was a big
You're right.
spoiler. I was actually a little inside.
So you get these. I don't know if I should say it. The ghost is back.
Found it.
Got him.
It was me.
He's in a jar.
So I guess the basic premise of the story is you're one of the last Jedi. It's after Order 66, after all the Jedi have been hunted down and killed. So you're one of the last ones. You're in hiding, and you kind of get found out when you're because my name is Cal.
Okay. Hi, Cal.
And I'm working on just like a maintenance crew on like a planet where they build and maintain like star destroyers and stuff like that.
You're like you're a refugee in hiding.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And like that was like a really cool like opening shot to that game where it's like panning down onto this planet where it has like just dozens and dozens of parked star destroyers like sitting on the planet's surface, like just parked. I'm like, I didn't know star destroyers could park.
Thought they just fucking floated there. Floated there like a Bible.
I totally thought that they were like Star Trek shipyards where they would build the ships in orbit.
Okay.
How they do it in Star Trek, but no, I guess in Star Wars universe, it's
Build them on the ground.
they park them on the ground and build them from the ground up, kind of thing. But yeah, so me and my maintenance partner were just chilling out. We were doing a specifically dangerous task because we were going to recover this freshly crashed ship or something like that. And
Working on the studio over here.
Doing some Foley work with the
Freshly crashed ship.
yeah.
So some bad stuff happens, and we're forced to use the Force to get out of the bad shit.
Okay.
Using the Force causes a whole bunch of chain reactions to happen. We get found out, and
Sith assassins.
then we got to go on the run.
These guys with the knives on their fingers.
Oh,
What are those
Did you
guys
say
called?
Sith assassins?
Aren't they just called Sith assassins?
I just assumed
The guy that Starkiller gets turned into if you take the bad ending in Force Unleashed.
I think
the mask and, like,
I
the
think
knives.
the one that came after me was called the Second Sister, I believe is what her name was.
They have names now.
Yeah, I think so.
Who are the Night Sisters, Kevin? You talk about the Night Sisters earlier.
Well, the Night Sisters are a faction of Force users who are separate from the Jedi and the Sith. They use Force in a different way.
Sex way?
They channel it differently.
Are they? You probably never played KOTOR. There's a companion from they were like fighting monks, lady fighting monks who all use the Force, but they weren't Jedi.
Yeah, they might have been Night Sisters. I don't know.
Go on.
So where was I? So once you kind of get control of everything, that's when you start going to all these planets and doing the main mission of the game, where you're, trying to rebuild and get these people to stop chasing you and kind of stuff. I don't remember exactly how I got on to this train of thought.
That's fair.
Cameras, and then dying a whole bunch.
The technical
Star
issues.
Destroyer
Technical
dock, the
stuff.
dry dock.
Yeah.
Falling
Dark
through the
Night
ground.
Sisters, chills.
Oh, so
Got it.
we finally got back to where it was. So you're going to all these different planets, and the strangest thing that, at least for me, thinking not really being a Souls game kind of a guy, or maybe this is just some weird fucked up shit anyway, but so you're landing on all these planets, but it's not even remotely close to an open world game in any way.
Right.
So the way that they kind of get around that is, it seems like everywhere you land is like on like some cliff tops or mountain tops.
Gotcha.
Or some giant
Stop you from going
temple
places,
in the sky kind of thing. And you fall, you die. It's not like a game over screen kind of thing. Like, it doesn't bring you back to the campfire or whatever it does in the Souls games or whatever. It just kind
Plunks you
of
back where you were.
yeah, it plunks you back like 2 feet away from where you fell kind of thing. It's like, hey, probably don't fuck that up again.
Souls game just
You're
says
lucky
you
this
died.
video.
Yeah.
You just fucking reload.
Yeah, that's right.
Back to the fire.
So there's a lot of time, at least for me, where it's like, I wonder if I can make that jump. And I mean, at least
You have to ask.
yeah, at least it's something you can try, and it doesn't just punish you immensely for thinking
Right.
like, maybe I can make that jump kind of thing. Because especially the first planet, where it's kind of like showing you the ropes and being like, okay, well, this is you gradually learn new abilities through like flashbacks and stuff. Because
You forgot them all.
yeah, because you forgot them all. Because you haven't been practicing. You haven't been using the Force in
Sure.
quite some time. So
Yeah.
you're rusty. You need to take the training wheels off the bike again.
Maybe you were like, maybe they had to separate you from the Force, or else the Force detecting ladies would detect you.
Quite possibly. I mean, I know the answer to that, but I don't want to say
Okay,
it.
good. I'm glad it's addressed.
But yeah, so it's very much learning the way that these games want me to play these games.
Right.
Because, like I say,
Cheese 'em.
it's like you start exploring an area and you see, well, there's this door is locked from this side, but once I'm finished exploring this section of the area, I'll find a switch on the other side to unlock the door, and then it's like, oh, shortcut unlocked, so I can get there a little bit quicker.
Ever a Souls game?
Yeah, no, it's totally, and I've put like 3 or 4 hours, maybe 5 hours into the first Dark Souls game, so it does have a lot of those same
shitty qualities.
It feels like a Souls game.
Okay.
But let me tell you, like the combat in, I mean, I'm sure if you're good at the combat, it would be very, very rewarding on the higher difficulties. But just the way it flows and the way that the fights go, even on story mode, which I'm sure is much easier. But it's super fun. It's super satisfying.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I pull out my lightsaber, it's like,
You should start bumping that difficulty. Start chasing that dragon.
So.
Question. You have a lightsaber.
Yes.
What are people doing that when you swing your lightsaber, it's not just going right through them?
See, and that's the thing that kind of pissed me off, because I did watch the demo video that came out.
Yeah.
And this might be false remembering and the Mandela effect and everything, but I was so sure that during that demo video, everyone that they were chopping with those lightsabers was getting hacked in half and arms coming off. And
I think didn't they say there's no is there decapitation? Have you seen decapitation?
No,
I feel like I heard there's no
the
decapitation.
lightsabers
in
do
this game.
not cut in the way that you would expect a lightsaber to cut.
Yes, I believe I heard, and I might just be making this up, but I believe I heard that there's like a Star Wars Disney video game thing in general. Decapitation, not okay, apparently.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But I
That's
mean,
like
But you want to cut
like
arms
in-
off,
cut an
man.
arm off.
You want to
Yeah.
fucking, when you lose that fight.
Oh, I thought decapitation was exclusively the head.
That's what I thought.
amputation, I guess.
Yeah.
Limbs. I think it's something about cutting people in half. They don't want people cut in half. They want limbs. They want arms. And
Maybe
maybe,
cut
hopefully,
Darth Maul in half.
I know, and like arms.
fucked.
That's what you want from the show. And
Pre Disney.
hopefully, hopefully, I'm just making that up and have that totally wrong in my head.
I mean, I can see Disney not wanting heads cut off.
Yeah.
people.
They do
that
have some pretty cool, at least it doesn't happen very often, but if you kill an enemy, sometimes you'll get like a little flourish scene at the end where they do like a little extra, like chop their legs out and then hit him on the way down kind of thing, like just an extra animation that makes the fight a little more stylish kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pale a guy yet? Put it right
I
through.
always
him.
wonder how that would work, because like the guy should just fall. He should just fall off the sword immediately. When you impale him out with the lightsaber, if he's dead, he should just like he should just fall and bisect himself.
Right.
I mean, if they instantly die.
Yeah, it's
But,
true.
Yeah, you gotta
Usually
look them in the eyes.
Usually, it seems like they do.
Twist the lightsaber.
That wouldn't do shit.
But there's a lot of customization stuff, like not all, but all the treasure chests. A lot of the treasure chests that I've found so far are all like different costumes and stuff, and like different ways to customize your lightsaber so it looks different from other lightsabers. Like I found a whole bunch of different little components for my lightsaber, like you get your different crystal, you get your different holster, you get your different.
I'm with you. You go see Jeff Keighley 5 times. He gives you the little Ludens keychain to put on your hilt.
Yeah.
It's real dope.
I'm very disappointed that I did not pre-order.
It's orange lightsaber.
At least so far. So far, there's only 2 lightsaber colors, and I'm not okay with that.
Ooh.
I got something for being an EA Access member, which I didn't know I was until I went to buy the game.
I think, does that mean you have that game? It's on Origin, so you might. It's on like Origin Premiere or whatever. There. What is EA Access compared to Origin Premiere?
I don't think I have the game.
I know.
I don't think I
you,
could have played the game for free, but
no.
it did say if you buy this game because you have EA Access, you get this different skin and this robot skin and this
Weird.
thing.
I know
Yeah.
it is on Origin Premiere, which is $15 a month. If that's a factor.
That's 1 month, and you'll be done.
Yeah. Early reports are it's pretty broken.
Origin Access. Or Star Wars.
Star Wars Fallen Order.
Gotcha.
Needs a
Yeah.
patch. probably had to get that game out 6 weeks, probably a minimum of 6 weeks before the next Star Wars movie.
Sure.
So
and also very close to the Mandalorian launch.
yeah. So it'll get patched. Surely it'll get patched.
One of the things that I do really like about it though is when you're on like the map screen, it tells you straight up. It's like, okay, there are 44 chests in this area. You've unlocked 17 of them so far. Dope. There's 4 secret areas in this zone. You found one of them so far.
Love me a good checklist.
Yeah. So and the map itself, it's good and bad. It's good in that it has color-coded little gates that it kind of puts up on areas that you can get to and can't get to based on current abilities.
Helpful.
A little Metroidvania.
Yeah. So you'll be in a big zone and you'll pull up your map and you'll be like, okay, I can see that there's an exit off to the east. I can see that there's an exit off to the north, but I can't go to that one yet because it's red.
Maps in I'm shaking my head. Maps in a Dark Souls game.
If it makes you feel better,
it's for babies.
The bad part about the map, it is very hard to read.
Okay, that makes you feel better.
It is very hard to understand, especially in the very first planet you go to, because the very first planet you go to is very... there's like 4 different levels to it, and they're all stacked on each other.
Is the map stack, or is it one of those flat maps where you just like...
No, the map stacks.
Oh, okay.
So you have to be able to be like, I think maybe if I take this path, it'll lead down to floor 3, and then maybe if I go down that path and then up there, I can get...
Just gotta learn the world.
Yeah.
Just like Dark Souls.
Yeah, it totally feels like that whole learn the world thing.
Sounds so dope. This game sounds so dope. I'm
excited.
I saw a guide on I don't remember where, Polygon or somewhere. It's funny that Kev said he was having trouble with the combat because the guide was like, you should turn up the Jedi Master. Maybe don't try the hardest. Maybe that's too much. This game's easy. You should turn it up. Which is totally like you are going through what everybody went through with Sekiro. Of like, it is a very. I mean, I haven't played it yet, so assuming it plays anything like Sekiro, it is very counterintuitive to every other video game you've ever played before it, and you have to kind of untrain yourself out of certain habits.
Yeah, like for the most part, when I play games like that, and even like when I was watching you on some of your Dark Souls playthroughs, it's like very much you just roll and you just attack kind of thing.
Dark Souls made me a bad Sekiro player. I had to unlearn everything I knew in Dark Souls when I started playing Sekiro.
That's what I was about to get to, because it's like I tried that's kind of my go-to in games like that as well. Like even games like
a nice fast
the
roll.
little bit God of War that I played, that's how I did that one. When I was playing Witcher, that's how I played Witcher combat. But in this one, it's like you can't not. You have to block.
Yeah.
You have to block. You have to parry. You have to do like the reflecting the blaster shots back, and
that sounds fucking rad.
It's very rad. It is very rad.
I'm so excited.
But I can't wait to be done this damn Death Stranding cutscene I'm on.
It's a chore at this point.
So yeah, like the customization stuff in that game is super cool. I've made my lightsaber look really cool.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah,
love a cool
colors
lightsaber.
Currently green.
I'm a blue man.
Only 2 colors so far, though.
Yeah.
You'll unlock more.
Blue and green.
For sure you will.
I don't know, man.
Gotta.
But anybody who's picking this game up, I would suggest, at least at the beginning, check out the optional planet, because right away it gives you your story mission planet. Like, go to this planet and do the story.
Is that where the big rat lives?
The rat lives on the very first planet that you land on, the one that that kickstart the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have an option to go to 2 different planets after that. One of them's a story planet, one of them's like a side mission planet. Go to the side mission planet first, because you get something really cool there.
Oh, you heard it here first.
And
Talking Reckless's Before You Play guide says turn the difficulty to story and check out the optional planet first.
The thing that you pick up on the second planet made me have like just instant like Star Wars boner.
Yeah, I love Star Wars boners.
Speaking of Star Wars boners, I started watching the Clone Wars cartoon. Now that I have.
Did you watch the movie first?
No, am I supposed to? Is it before the cartoon?
Yeah, the events
it came out first.
Okay.
So
the way that
you described that movie to Warren to me, I don't think I'm gonna watch the movie.
It's fucking real. It looks awful.
And doesn't have-
looks truly
Yep.
awful.
Doesn't have any of the actors.
Yeah.
That I think I might just
Sam Jackson's in it,
How many episodes are you in?
apparently.
4. I think they're
Yeah.
they're real short, like 23 minutes or something.
Yeah, I also started watching Clone Wars a while back. I think I fell off at like the 7th or 8th episode. Clone Wars especially is very, very kid-ish.
So that's I bounced off it once before because I remember I've seen the first like 3 episodes or something. I have tried it and bounced off before because it is very kiddish. But watching it now, having kind of like I rewatched all the Star Wars recently. I'm fucking caught. I'm ready to go on Star Wars.
Oh yes.
It's kiddish and shitty. Only like the droids are shitty. How the droids are shitty in the prequel, and it's only shitty around the droids are just the droids. Like it's not Star Wars for kids. It's just Star Wars. At that aspect of Star Wars is for kids, so the droids are so fucking insufferable, like really, really insufferable. And Ahsoka calls Anakin Sky Guy or something, but
You're about to...
that happens. In
it's
the
really
movie.
gonna get kiddie soon.
No, I was about to say you're about to meet some Night Sisters.
Oh shit! Okay. I will say I like it. It is. I'm enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, Sam J. Like it's all the actors as their characters.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like the art now that I'm way into anime. I kind of like the art style. I like Yoda. Yoda's fun.
You should fucking watch that Clone Wars movie.
I don't want to hate. I feel like I'm on the fence with Clone Wars sometimes. Where, like Kev says, it is very kiddie in some spots.
Yeah.
Where like the droids just fucking are so shitty. But like, it's got Grievous as being his voice of, and
Yeah.
I like Star Wars.
Me too. I really like Star Wars.
Last thing I want to say about Jedi Fallen Order or Fallen Jedi Order.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I think so.
Yeah.
Star
you are,
Wars-
you are a Star Wars Jedi.
Jedi
Yeah, you did-
Fallen Order.
The Star Wars is implied. It's not part of the title. It's Jedi Fallen Order.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's there, but it's like the branding. It's like Star Wars.
Last thing I want to say
Jedi
about
Fallen
it is the droid. Best new character 2019.
Put him on the list.
Warren told me he was pretty good.
Put him
Pretty
up
damn
on the
good.
board. He's like a little guy, right? Like a little
Yeah.
dog. He looks like or something. Little puppy almost.
Yeah, little small droid.
Fuck the droid versus the BB for
Oh,
best
shit.
character.
Lou.
I've got a Star Wars question. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've watched the movies, and that's about it.
Is this like a lore question or
Yeah.
or a game question?
Lore question.
All right.
Or Order 66. That's
Yeah.
the order that they sent out to destroy all Jedi.
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened? Like how did the Jedi let that happen?
Well, I mean, they didn't have a choice.
No, I
So
mean,
they
like-
were
No,
all-
that's a
they
good-
were all surrounded by like clone troopers.
A lot of
because
answers.
they were like the leaders of.
Is this what happened in episode
3?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. They were all split up.
Right. They're all split up. They're all doing the bidding of the new empire.
Yeah, they're like leading war missions. They're all on different planets, leading
Right.
different missions for the war.
They're surrounded by troops, and then
Clones.
The clone
Important
troops,
to note.
the clone troopers. They're the ones that flip when the order is given out. It
Yeah.
goes to all the clone troopers. So it was basically like 20 plus troopers at one time being like, let's kill this Jedi who
Yes.
does not see it coming.
And there is this convoluted bullshit reason that is never mentioned in the movies as to why they can't sense it coming, because there is the
The
Emperor.
dark side clouds everything.
There is a like physical thing beneath the temple, or the Emperor did something that clouded the Jedi so they couldn't read the future, which they never fucking talk about. But if you go and
I was
read it
always
up,
fine
it's-
with the dark side clouds everything.
So was I,
Yeah,
but there is
I don't know why
there is a literal like there's something beneath
so
the temple of
Yoda
Coruscant.
sees it coming because Yoda can he can feel the other Jedi's going down.
Yeah, he once they start dying is when he can feel it.
He can feel it, and then the two creep up behind him, and he fucking just
Head's
fucking gone.
Oh, it's good. It's a great scene. Order
and then
66.
Chewbacca puts him in the fucking.
All right,
in the
so
shuttle.
It's not Chewbacca. Oh, it is
it's
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca and
and
another-
all the other Wookiees.
Torfin.
now the last thing I want to say about Jedi Fallen Order is the puzzles with the Force powers are also very super satisfying.
Are you like, what are you like moving like blocks around, or what are you talking about
There
here?
was one that I just did that involved a whole bunch of really big like spheres that you had to move into certain spots.
So they feel really heavy when they're like.
So where I'm at now, I only have 2 Force powers. I can stop, I can slow time, and I have the Force push.
Slow time's a big one.
That's just force speed. That's force. That's I always. That's
you're
that's
going
force
fast.
Speed. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going fast, but to
Right.
you it looks like time is. I'm with
Gotcha.
you. I'm with you. That's just Jedi force speed. Brando and I had a thing that were like, oh, force time stop. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
But-
it is a slow.
well, yeah, but like as
I
though
mean, what is
from,
slow?
From our perspective, you're just using your Jedi force speed. You're just moving really, really fast. From your perspective, the world
It's like
is
when
moving
the Flash
very slow.
moves. It's in slow
It's fine.
motion.
It's not a new force power. There was a minute where I just about pooped my pants because like, oh,
No, they
How does this kid know how to
they
slow
call
down time?
it slow
dude, they call it slow
in the game. Yeah,
That's fucked up. That's
not speed.
That's fucked up. He's just not. If he was in real Jedi school, they'd call it speed. If he went to Jedi,
That's
it's
true.
because
The
the
problem
Jedi
was he
school is
wasn't
fucked
in
up.
Jedi school.
So he's homeschooled Jedi. So he's like fucking. That's why all the other
He's like, wow, I can make the time go slow. It's like, no, you're just moving really fast.
I'm using my force egress.
Ah.
We just call it push here.
But yeah, so there was I had to get this one ball moving around this one area, and then I had to slow it down at this one spot so that I could push it and move it off its track and get it somewhere else. That was really cool.
dope. If you ever
This
play-
is just like a big pros and cons list where it's like cons, Dark Souls, pros,
Star
literally
Wars.
everything
Yeah.
else Kevin has said.
I think the Dark Soul. It might be.
I think
turned to a
Sekiro
pro.
was. I think it was good that I played my favorite Dark Souls game up till now,
was
right
Sekiro?
before this one. Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
this
it was
will.
Nero. I
Maybe
don't
this will
know.
give you another win.
No,
on
Neo.
Neo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Neo 2 coming out soon.
Fuck it.
Maybe this will give you a second win on
Fuck
Sekiro. Fuck, I love Sekiro. Anything else on Jedi Fallen Order?
I think that's kind of it. The only one more thing.
One more.
One more
thing.
thing that I'll say
Okay.
is it's all, well, I shouldn't say all, but it's mostly all scripted dialogue. So there's no dialogue options really. There's no making choices
by
on
me.
yourself.
Yeah,
It's
that's okay.
you're playing the story.
Yeah. It's Cal's story. It's not my
Yeah,
story.
That's right.
Got enough of that in the Outer Worlds.
Anybody got any other games I want to bring up here? Part 1?
Yeah. First of all, I beat the Outer Worlds.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Follow
That's all. Yeah, we're done with Outer Worlds.
It's
Good?
I like it. Yeah,
Okay.
I like it a lot.
I'm enjoying my time with it.
The ending is very like, without getting into what the ending is, it does the kind of Mass Effect thing.
Red, green, blue.
No. The Mass Effect 3, I think after they put in the director's cut where it's like the slideshow.
Oh,
of
yeah.
like, this is what happened because you did this, and this is what happened
That's
because
very,
you did this.
very,
That's-
very Fallout.
You're right, yeah.
And then the courier went on to yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, and I really like. There was a when all was said and done, there was a perfect mix of like things popping up of being like, yeah, that was. I remember making that decision and knowing it felt good, and then someone would pop up being like, oh, that was probably bad that I did that then. Yeah, I really like that game.
Yeah.
It, stuck the landing for me. I liked it pretty much the whole way through. Never burnt out on it.
It seems very solid, top to bottom.
I'm excited there. So when you're done, this is not a spoiler. You will notice that when you have beaten the game, there are planets on that planet chart that you never once go to. So it
DLC?
seems like they've put those in for DLC, unless they've put them in because they're like, we're just going to make the solar system look bigger, which would be
Yeah, that
fucking stupid.
That'd be weird.
Yeah. And then I played Luigi's Mansion.
How's Luigi's Mansion 3?
It is. I played Luigi's Mansion 1 and can barely remember it.
It's very, very short. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
Never played 2. This game is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lifesaver when I would get frustrated with Death Stranding that I could go, and it's divided into floors, so it's very digestible, bite-sized chunks of like, hey, I did that floor. I'm putting it down.
Every floor. Did you talk about this last week? Every floor is a gimmick.
I was not here last week.
Or
I have not been here since I bought this game.
okay, man, everything is just blending together.
Yeah.
How's the co-op with Guigi? Why do I know so much about Luigi's Mansion 3 if you haven't told me about it?
How
did this happen?
It's good. Yeah, the Guigi stuff's good. I don't think that game is the best game ever made or anything, but it's just like it's got that Nintendo polish where it's like, oh, this is nice. These puzzles are creative. The animation's charming.
looks like has a real pop to it in
Yeah.
the way that like Mario Odyssey did.
Yeah, you just the way he's like shaking when he walks into new rooms and it's freaky. You have fucking D-pad buttons that all they do are say
Mario.
Mario, Mario, and I'm just mashing those the whole way through the game.
Mario?
Yeah. The bosses are unique.
Is Egad? How's Egad?
He's the scientist.
I remember why we one Gassy Mexican was talking about this on the EX. That's why.
Egad's fine. You see him once at the beginning of the game, and then kind of take off into the mansion, and then I feel all visits afterwards are optional. So
Virtual Boo. The
no.
Virtual Boo.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's like the Virtual Boy.
It's like my little
but it's
my
the
handheld. It's like your
Virtual
menu.
Boo.
It's basically you hit start to bring up your menu.
Did you get it?
It's the Virtual Boo.
It's the Virtual
No.
Boy.
No,
It's
it
the
doesn't
Virtual.
It's just over my head. I don't get it.
VR. You put it on. It makes you go blind because
No,
it shoots red lasers into your eyes.
don't get it.
Most kids won't know.
Most kids would know. Only 90s kids will know.
Yeah.
Actually, like only 80s kids probably.
No,
I'm
90s.
almost too.
I'm a
When
90s
did the
kid,
Virtual Boy
I
come
never-
out? I'm
Early
almost
90s?
too
Yeah, it
young.
was
Yeah.
early to mid 90s.
You'd have to be.
I
probably
remember
teen.
being a kid and being and kind of being interested in
You a
that.
'90s kid?
Yeah.
like they're like $800.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really expensive.
Yeah.
Two games
Also
on them.
Shitty.
Yeah, and
Super shitty.
looking back, like I'm sure we could probably find one of those things. I mean, not cheap, but we could probably get a working Virtual Boy.
Why?
It'd be dope. No, I'd love to try.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Just to give it a try. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. See what VR was like in 1993.
I bet you it would be crazy expensive to get a Virtual Boy right now.
I think it would be too. A working one in good condition. Yeah.
Anyway, Luigi's Mansion is pretty good.
Yeah.
I honestly spent a lot of time being like, this is a better game than Death Stranding by a large margin.
I mean, it's a game. Luigi's
It's a
Mansion,
game.
a game. Death
Right.
Stranding,
Maybe not a game.
Jury's out. Yeah,
Yep.
we'll let you know. It's a way of life. Death Stranding.
Yeah, those are my big three. Those are two games that could very well be on my top 10 list.
Anything else, gentlemen? I'm still playing Persona 5. It's an infinite amount of Persona 5 left. Holy fucking shit. There's nothing more to say. We'll play some more this week.
When you first started playing Death Stranding, it would offend me when you played Persona 5 because I was like, man, fuck the stream. It's Death Stranding. We're going to play Death Stranding. It's Kojima.
I need a break.
And now, whenever I see you put it on, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God he's playing something
Sometimes
else.
I just want to go hang out with my anime girlfriends, you know. One thing I have to say about Persona 5, there's a thing in Persona 4 where we didn't see the real ending because there's like 7 questions they ask you about like which ice cream is the best.
Is
And
this
like, you
this
picked
is the
wrong.
same as Persona 4 then?
Persona 4 has that system.
Okay, yeah.
Persona 5 was a modern video game made in 2016. Thought no way in hell. They was surely not.
Mm-hmm.
They would never do this oblique question nonsense. It turns out once you get your romance options, so you basically you have to spend a bunch of time, like I don't know. I'm 47 hours in and just got my first one done.
Fuck.
To get the confidant link up to you can basically get your social link up to max, and then you can romance a lady if you want. And it's like before you do, it's like choose your next words carefully. It's hey, heads up, this is the romance thing. Are you sure you want to do this? And it's like a yes, no, basically. And it'll be something cheesy like I profess my love to this girl, or like just kidding, or whatever. Did that? Chose my romance. Back alley doctor. Glad you asked.
That doesn't shock me.
What's her name? This is what back alley doctor. You know what I'm saying? And whatever chose her, and we was going through the scene, and then there are these like 3 questions that she's asking, and it's like I don't remember what they were. It was something about how like it's something about my feelings towards her, and one was like it's not a joke, and the other one was like just kidding, ha ha ha, like in case you want to back out or whatever. Like no, it's not a joke. And the next one is like something obvious joke answer, obvious not a joke, not a joke. And then the third one, it was this like, what would you like me to examine you right now? Mm-hmm. And you only have text. This line's not voice. You have text, and you just have their little like smarmy fucking head cutout that shows up.
Right.
And then it's like, the 2 options are this is not a joke, or like let's do it, or whatever the like yeah sure is. So thought about that one real hard of like, oh fucking shit, is she kidding? I can't tell because it's just text. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it, because I don't remember where we were in the park or something. I thought I was gonna go in for a kiss when I was like, yeah, let's do it. I thought I was gonna seal with a kiss. Nope. If you choose, those are the 3 oblique questions. You have to answer them all correctly. I chose the last one wrong. I do not get to romance that lady. I wasted the 20 hours I put into that. Well, I mean, listen, it's a real fucking shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
I realize as I'm saying it. But again, going into these
She's not a real lady.
going into these with the intention of like, I want to see these romance options, and
Yeah.
like I want to date a bunch of girls and have them all get mad at me and like turn the tables on me on Valentine's Day like usually happens or whatever,
And then sex them.
and then hopefully sex them. Yes.
Give her the old back alley doctor.
That's what I'm saying. But no, it's just these 3 oblique questions, and I got one wrong. And the game doesn't even tell you. Someone in chat was like, you fucked up. That's the end of that.
No.
And that really fucking sucks. Speaking of things that don't respect your time, how about the 40 hours I put into other days? I could have been hanging out with other people. I could have been doing other things, putting time into hanging out with a back alley doctor. And then totally fuck myself. So
I would like to say, as your friend, you totally deserve it for playing Persona 5. And
I do.
thinking it would be different.
I do. I know. Yes, Japanese video games make no sense.
Yeah.
Also, it is super homophobic in the way that all Japanese video games seem to be, except Death Stranding. Death Stranding is the gayest Japanese video game I think I've ever seen.
Kojima's always kind of
He's super
had that
gay.
down.
Like,
Yeah.
holy. There's a scene in the shower in Death Stranding that.
I like that.
Sexy. Yeah,
I like
real
it.
sexy.
Steamy.
But Persona 5 continues and is endless. And I guess I'm just going to use a guide. I guess you win, Persona. Finally, the first game ever. I guess I'll just look everything up before I play it.
It's so much like 4. Not that you use the guide, but I feel like you came out of 4 being like, oh, you just play with the guide. If you want to see everything, you'd have to play with the guide.
Yeah, I thought surely they learned.
Surely
they
2016.
learned. But
They don't learn.
No, they don't learn.
Because they were like, this was great. Look at fucking, this turned out great.
Yeah,
Their
so,
fans know
Make another one.
They know what their fans like.
real bummer. So, and I don't know. I find using a guide so unsatisfying. Of like, okay, I'm gonna get to here. I say this, and she's gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and she's gonna do this. Like, why even play it then? I'll just go watch it on YouTube, I guess.
Question, going into break.
Sure.
Bigger waste of time, Persona 5 or Death Stranding?
Death Stranding.
Okay.
They don't have to. Yeah, I feel like I wasted like maybe 5 or 6 hours of Persona 5.
Right.
I could have wasted every second playing Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Maybe next week I'll have
I
something
can't
different to
wait
say.
for you to find out.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Like, knowing a lot, like, more than we do.
Yes.
Like, is it? Well, how do you feel? How do you feel about that?
That's what I said at the beginning. I didn't want to taint it.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Yeah, it's tough, man. We'll talk once we're all kind of done these games. Let's go for a break. It's a short news week. We got a couple of stories here, but we'll see you here on the other side of this musical break.
I feel like everyone owes it to themselves to get to
Watch your head, Kevin.
episode 10 and hear that one line in the game.
I'm getting there. Yeah, I'm working there. Let's do
yeah, like,
run through this
I'm
news.
kind of just... I'm tempted to fucking put it on story mode and just go to...
It's not any shorter.
I don't know that story mode will speed that game up
It's
at all.
not any
Are you
shorter.
dying?
You get less.
No,
No,
I'm not
yeah.
dying. I just don't want to deal with anything.
You get,
Doesn't make the game smaller.
yeah, you get less. You
Doesn't
get,
make-
you get less points for deliveries. So if you do want to get that stuff, it makes it longer. That's why I'm playing on the hardest. Because those stars fill up a little faster.
I guess. I don't know.
I get through the news here, gang. I'm fucking poopered
Yeah, I'm really tired too.
after all this worrying.
This is working out great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is actually
Yeah.
working really well.
We got
This is
that.
gonna be so dope for D&D.
in
I'm so
theory,
stoked.
got that mic issue figured out.
Yeah, it's definitely that mic.
Yeah.
It's
You heard it?
yeah. I gotta use, but I mean, we'll have to buy another mic or
I
use
don't know.
it.
Does
so.
that transfer to the recording though? You
Yeah,
think?
yeah, it totally does. It's not super noticeable on the recording. It's way more noticeable on our headphones than it is. Like, it's not a deal breaker, but we'll use it on Game of the Year or whatever. I don't know. If we hit our goals, we can maybe buy a new mic.
This is great. I really
Maybe.
like this.
Yeah, so do I. I want to get it off the table. I've noticed it's bouncing, and I think, is it touching the table over there?
Yeah.
I've noticed it's bouncing,
Oh, I
so
didn't notice that.
I think we should. I don't think we should strap it to the table. I think we should
No.
leave it freestanding.
I think so too. Because
We were talking about that a little bit
Maybe.
earlier. I still got speakers in here somehow for the music.
Subwoofers?
Yeah.
Just fucking
Yeah,
I'm
I get-
excited to play Jedi Fallen Order.
so am I.
That sounds
Super
really
excited.
good.
I could get Death Stranding.
As a man who, even when I was like, fuck Sekiro, I hate these games, my favorite part of Sekiro was the fucking sword fighting.
If this was just but a lightsaber.
And this was just a lightsaber.
I gotta make that note so I don't forget.
I still don't get like with Sekiro how like so much of that game was built on, like the block like
Remind me tomorrow.
parrying and
the-
blocking
the
and
other,
sword clashing.
The other guys like blocking your
Yeah.
moves, where it's like, well, you're not fighting other
Jedi
For
with lightsabers.
all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works. So
he didn't really answer that question actually.
no, I asked him about it, and he just gave me a big old fuck you.
Bad at the combat. Man doesn't know.
Ask him again. Because that's you can't parry.
So when we're playing Sekiro, when I'm playing Sekiro, like with that combat, 90% of it is swords clashing, parrying stuff, and everything. Who are you fighting that your sword is that you're able to clash swords with someone?
Well, they have the.
They have like electric sticks.
Yeah, they have those
You remember the
ones
guy
from 3?
from
the new trilogy,
Force Awakens?
Force Awakens, yeah.
With he had that like axe
That
thing.
spun. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool.
There's that kind of stuff in there.
Okay.
And,
So there is like it's stuff that it's not like a lightsaber should just be going through.
No,
this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the vibro axes and like the vibro technology in Star Wars is all
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
strong enough to face against a lightsaber.
like a vibro blade can block a lightsaber,
Yeah.
right? Just not repeatedly or
It's a
something.
vibroblade?
It's a metal. It's like Raiden's high frequency blade.
Yeah.
It's
I
that
just don't know if I've seen one in Star Wars, unless it's like more
Yeah, it's
expanded
more
universe stuff.
yeah,
KOTOR
it's
stuff usually.
deep lore.
Deepest.
Well, gentlemen, do some news here.
seventh ring of lore.
Let's all lean back into our microphones and do a little newsing.
Does Warren have Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played it all day, I think.
Oh shit. BioWare is planning a complete overhaul for Anthem. I remember. I remember just a couple weeks ago reading the story about how Anthem's live service director had left, and us all around. Well, I don't know who was around the table. Myself, anyways, been like, "Oh, last gasp for old Anthem, eh?"
No, sir.
No, sir.
With a vengeance.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently, they have for the last few months. Apparently, the folks at BioWare have been breaking down and rebuilding Anthem. This all comes up from Jason Schreier, internal sources at BioWare. Apparently, most of the big systems, loot, mission structure, the nature of the world itself will all change. And it's a big update. They're calling it Anthem 2.0, Anthem Next. They're still, it sounds like it's a long way off. They're still figuring out, do they release it piece by piece? Do they just take the game down, put a whole new game out? Hey, it's Anthem 2.0, try again. Is it going to be free to play? Is it going to...
Sounds like it ought to be, maybe.
Maybe still be a $80 video game? I don't know. But they're working on it, which is actually big news.
What would you have to do to a game to be able to sell it to people now for $80? With that much baggage
honestly
on
have no
it.
idea.
Yeah.
At this point, there's no way they
Honestly, I
can.
have no idea. But like, look at any game that has been out there and turned it around. Look at Rainbow Six Siege. Look at
But that went free, right?
it was a
Or they at least-
$60 game
they-
that went free
right,
and then
and then
turned
they
back
sold you
into
the pieces.
$60 games. Yeah, you can get 2 of the 80 heroes
Right.
or whatever for free.
But that was
kind
kind of it. Like, it went into that free-to-play mode
yeah.
and kind of rebuilt itself there. Because I just can't imagine a game relaunching and people being like, no, it's good now. Pay $80. We fixed it.
Yeah,
Like, to shake
It's gotta
all
be-
this Anthem news.
maybe they put another big like, hey, try it with Origin Access.
Sure.
It's $1 again or something. But yeah,
Put it on Game Pass.
they got to do something because like if they tomorrow Anthem 2.0 comes out and I get an email in the podcast inbox or whatever, like I don't care.
Yeah, I don't want to play that. You couldn't pay me
I
enough.
tried Anthem and the hot take, bad video game.
I just put 50 hours into Death Stranding. I can't fucking get into this.
Very true. And then out of that story, out of that reporting, there's a new Mass Effect game rumored to be, a little more than rumored now. It's supposed to be in very early development. Which, okay.
Did I not ask you like 2 weeks ago what your feelings would be if BioWare came out tomorrow and said, we're making a new Mass Effect game?
Yeah, you might have. And then they came out and said, we're making a new Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
Here's my feelings.
Will they be different?
It's a good
Than your
question.
hypothetical ones.
So when they announced Dragon Age 4, when they started talking about Dragon Age 4, it very much felt like what just happened over there?
Fucking hurt myself is all.
It very much felt like Anthem wasn't doing very well. We just came off Andromeda. We need to get games in the consciousness so that the studio continues to keep making games. They're still talking a big game about Dragon Age 4 apparently well in the works. It is, I think they said like, I didn't pull the date. I want to say 2022, fiscal 2022 or fiscal 2021, which puts it into 2022. Super, super far away. And kind of the same, like my call then is my call now with the Mass Effect thing of like, you can't shut down a studio's working on a new Mass Effect game, right, guys? Right? Anthem's coming. Right? Anthem's coming.
Yeah.
We got Dragon Age. You guys like Dragon Age? We got
BioWare's
that.
never been cooking more.
That's right.
It's coming up to Dragon Age Day here soon,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, we just
Dragon
had
Dragon
7 Day
12-4.
a week ago or something.
I don't know. It very much feels like they need some goodwill in a bad way. It has been long enough since Anthem, and it's really been long enough since Andromeda that it feels like people are kind of ready to forget about it. And
But not long since Anthem.
no,
No, like,
I don't know.
it was mid
they-
this year.
Yes, it's just a very forgettable product, I suppose.
Like, that was for me, and that was the basis of the question when I asked you, where it's like, would you, like, if someone told you right now, which they are now,
Yeah.
that they're making a new Mass Effect game,
No, I'm not.
is the first feeling in my head is like, fuck.
Yeah, who's the director?
Which
It's not
you don't
Casey
want
Hudson.
it to be.
Mike Gamble, producer on Mass Effect 2, 3, and Andromeda. No, I don't. I need to see. Show me that game is not your endless checklist of go here and put your standard down 30 places. Go here, like all the fucking Andromeda, Dragon Age, Inquisition bullshit, which was just an endless list of go do 15 of these, go do whatever of these, go do whatever of these. Every
You think-
now and again, we'll have a little dialogue.
Do you think this will have anything to do with Andromeda in a
Totally.
like story sense?
Yeah, this will probably be the sequel to Andromeda, where like
They
those.
should call it something else.
I don't know. I've never cared about BioWare less. They're our hometown
Sad.
fucking studio here, and their
It's a
games
shame.
interest me so little.
I'm kind of glad that they are being allowed to like go Anthem 2.0 and even work on another Mass Effect game and Dragon Age, I suppose, as opposed to EA just like axing them and
Yeah,
just shutting
totally.
them down.
Always
Right?
preferable.
That's kind of the
Totally.
silver lining for me.
I just don't know if I'd rather have another Mass Effect Andromeda. I think I would just rather have no more Mass Effect, honestly.
I just feel like they are on like
And
these are their last fucking chances.
I thought that a long time. It seems like they have infinite chances. Maybe the
I don't-
clout
I don't-
of BioWare is I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The name is just too strong to get.
But
to
like
get rid of.
they've released stinker after stinker
Yep.
lately.
What was the last good game?
The last good game?
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect
Because
3.
Mass Effect 3,
Yeah. I mean,
And even that
Inquisition
was like
is
kind of tainted.
Inquisition
I
is
love Mass
okay.
So did I.
Yeah.
Inquisition's all right. It's just
Seems to be whatever day I catch you on.
it is the live.
Yeah. Hey?
Inquisition. the writing in Inquisition is okay. It is
Yeah.
just it is the most live service game that you've ever played in your life.
Right.
It is just a fucking list of challenges that change. It's bad. It's a bad game. And it's
It's been a lot of bad games
it's
lately,
listen, EA got their fingers in there roundabouts the Dragon Age 2 time, and
It's always crazy to see this like these misses, and then it just feels like they're fucking revving the engine up.
yeah.
They're like, oh, you didn't like Anthem? Well, we got a new Anthem and a
Yeah.
Dragon Age and a Mass Effect.
And Jade Empire's coming back. Fuck, would I love Jade Empire? Now we're talking.
Anything about Jade Empire.
Obsidian, those folks who made The Outer Worlds.
I like that game.
The Outer Worlds?
The Outer Worlds.
They showed a new game called Grounded, which looks like a little bit of a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids mixed with your standard survival game. Rust, Minecraft, one of
shrink?
those. Sorry?
I assume you're going to shrink.
I think you
that
start,
is where that is.
Yeah, I think you start shrinked. Maybe
Yeah.
you start shrunk. They showed a little bit of gameplay. It's I guess it's for kids, and you are trying to survive in a backyard, a giant backyard.
That sounds kind of fun.
yeah, I was gonna say that sounds good.
Do such things as search for water, cook food, build bases, and craft weapons, and
Avoid the dog.
avoid the things that get more dangerous at night.
Befriend the giant ant.
That's when
That's
the big
when the
dog comes out.
lawnmowers come out. Everybody knows middle of the night is the perfect time to mow your lawn.
That's
That's a
right.
good point. Yeah. You should take a look at the video if you're at all interested. I really like the art style, actually.
I am an Obsidian fan.
Yeah. This looks not like one of their bespoke
yeah,
story
right,
games. It
yeah.
looks very, very different. But yeah,
I assume it's a different studio too. If they're already talking about this, and The Outer Wilds just came out and presumably has DLC in the works.
Yeah. So the Outer Wilds, I believe, was
Outer Worlds, sorry.
yes, shit.
No.
The Outer Worlds, both going to be talked about a game of the year this year.
Yep.
I think was mostly done when Microsoft acquired them, and then this is their
First thing.
This is
for
their
them.
their
So
Microsoft
This should
game.
be a Microsoft exclusive then.
I would
In theory.
think so. It was
Yeah.
shown at the Xbox event, so that would make sense. Path of Exile 2 announced. That's a Diablo-like. A lot of people like Path of Exile. None of us here, I guess.
I actually no, I didn't play Path of Exile.
Yeah, no. It's got 7 new story acts. I guess they're going to overhaul much of the existing game. Everything from the base game will carry over. It's more like a expansion pack than a 2, it sounds like. Looking to release late 2020. And the last story I have here this evening is there's a big update coming. The Everything update is on its way to Stardew Valley. So we hit in PC November the 26th, Kev.
Yeah, I'll probably still be playing it at that point. We are.
Do you have an hour count on that save or anything? How many hours of Stardew have you played, do you think?
Well, I've been mapping it out. It's approximately 2 to 2.5 hours per calendar week in the game. And there are 16 calendar weeks in a year, so 32 until the end of the second year where the official story ends.
Okay.
And we are on week 27.
Okay, so you think you'll max out at about 32 hours.
2.5 hours per week. So there's 32 weeks.
64.
So it'll be about
60,
64 to
70-ish.
70
Yeah,
hours.
okay.
Yeah, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
There's a new map called Four Corners for multiplayer farms. They reworked how multiplayer farms work, apparently. Co-op allow farms to have separate gold balances from one another. There's some new buildings. There's new hairstyles. There's a whole list. There's like 500 new things that I did not pull. But a bunch of new shit. New events. There's something about buying Pam a house or some shit I saw. I don't even know what that means.
shit.
But it's like buy upgrade Pam's house or something.
It's because she lives in a trailer.
Oh shit! Spoilers, everyone. Spoilers. We're looking to get Pam out of the trailer park.
I don't know. The separate gold thing in co-op
Yeah, that's when we each have our own
kind of
farms,
seems
man.
weird.
It's so that like I don't play in your co-op
Shared
farm,
gold just
and I'm
needs
just
to hurt feelings.
I'm
But
gonna
I mean,
buy
like,
1,000 cows.
Like what happens? Like let's say it's still you're all still playing on the same farm, but and maybe like I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's separate in a way, like you each have your own individual farm, but then you work together for certain things. But like I could still just go and harvest your crops and sell them in my money bin and
That seems
steal
dastardly.
your money that way.
Yeah, that's a little more. I don't know. I'm with Brando. Shared gold leads to hurt feelings. At least that way, I could see you in my thing and be like, "Hey, what do you get the fuck out of there?"
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Why are you buying those fucking that hay baler? I don't know why you buying that game. That's a farm
You
thing.
probably buy. I believe you buy a hay baler in Stardew Valley. So something to turn your hay into.
No.
Why are you buying that lady a house with my money?
Yeah, we get Pam out of. That's my gold.
We in my playthrough, we are trying really hard to get $1 million before the end of our playthrough.
Oh shit! That happens every Thursday night over on twitch.tv/Talking Reckless Podcast.
That's right.
Do and dangles. Do and doinks. I called it last week. Yes. Our next, I guess I'll do that at the very end. I think this might be the very end.
I was gonna say there's nothing left on this paper.
Yeah, there's no no emails this week, but you can write into the show if you like. Podcast at talkingreckless.com. You can drop these on our subreddit r/talkingreckless. We have a Discord where you can leave voicemails if they're about Will Smith. We'll play them here on the show. The next,
That's really the only voicemails we do is the Will Smith.
yeah.
Everything else email.
So far, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% of our voicemails played have been about Will Smith, and I would like to keep that. Perfect. It's perfect. Let's keep it perfect.
Anyone see Gemini Man?
No, is that the one with his? That's with two of him.
Yeah.
Evil him and,
Yeah.
and
Young him.
bearded
Young-
him.
Like current him and young him.
Evil him and bearded him.
Yeah.
Do you think he was able to get 2 paychecks on that one? Be like, all right, well, for this role, I'll do it for 10 million, and then for this role, I'll do it for 7 million.
That's an interesting
Does,
question.
Give me,
Does, like,
give me solid 17. We'll call it good.
Adam Sandler get the paychecks for Jack and Jill,
Maybe.
or like does Eddie
entirely
Murphy
possible.
get?
Yeah.
the
Eddie
Awesome.
Murphy,
Big-
definitely. Eddie
Big
Murphy
Mama
is getting
and
his
all
Big
them?
Mama money. They're doing.
Is that not him?
Nutty Professor.
Who's
Big
Big
Mar-
Mama
Mar-
is
Big
like
Mama-
also-
Mama's Martin Lawrence.
Martin
Oh,
Lawrence.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say.
I feel like he only plays that role.
Did you guys hear they're doing a new Beverly Hills Cop
I
No,
did.
are they?
for,
Yeah.
for Netflix? Yeah,
Nice.
it's gonna be Eddie Murphy reprising his role.
Wow. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is that email address, or drop on our server at r/talkingreckless. Our next TRWL event is coming up. I think it's December the 20th. Let me check that date. Doinkception. The champ decided that this was his event. He's had enough.
It's called Doinkception?
That's what it's going to be called?
It was going to be called Resurrection
That's
until...
right. I changed it. Because it's going to be a doinkception.
What does that mean?
All the matches go through Doink Daddy Kev. He's deciding the rules for every single match on the card will be through the champ.
Shit.
December the 20th. That's right. Friday, December the 20th. 5 days before Christmas. It's going to be... Listen, everybody made fun of the names. Now we're just...
At least this one stands out.
The champ chose, all right? Come and join us for that. Over
Should have just called the Doink. Just Doink.
That's after.
Yeah.
And then Doink Doink.
Doink Doink.
December the 20th. Come join us for that. If you enjoyed what you heard on the show, consider supporting us over patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. We're going to have some stuff going up for the DMs Guild. We're going to have some stuff up there this week. We're going to have... once this D&D show gets recorded, we'll have a lot more D&D stuff on the old Patreon for y'all. As well as the building of this studio. If you want to watch a little video I'm going to put together about how this came together, that'll be up there for you as well. That's all I have to say. Kevin Barr, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for building this whole crazy pipe structure thing and carting it all in here. And
it was a team effort.
yeah, well, it was you did most of it. You led that team very handily.
You engineered it.
All I did was decide what goes where.
It's arguably the most important part of the whole damn thing.
Let me tell you, I work with engineers pretty consistently at my job. They don't do much. They don't fucking do much.
Architect.
Just cash those checks.
That's right. Brandon Lynch.
Uh-huh.
Thanks so much for joining us.
You bet.
Look forward to finishing this Death Stranding suicide pact you and I have.
Literally paused a mid-hour and a half cutscene to come here and record this.
Let you get back to that.
Yeah.
Oliver Regular, thanks so much for everything as well. The help with the studio.
You're welcome. I'm
being on that D&D show.
Always really glad to help with this.
Westworld FM.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
We got to get going on that soon. Season 2.
I don't really like season 2.
No?
No?
Oh, that's too bad. I heard a lot of folk. It's very polarizing.
It's very all over and abstract.
Yeah.
And
A lot of
it
folks
comes
don't.
together at the very end.
Yeah.
At the very end.
I'm only on season 4 or episode 4. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's I remember not disliking it, but being like, this is weird, and then by the end
as
of it,
cohesive as even the first one was.
I did kind of come around. We'll see if you have a similar journey or not.
No.
Remember to stay till after the credits, though. There's a real fucking light. They don't do that every episode, right?
No.
Okay, thank God.
I don't
How
think
much
so.
must I have missed? But we do have a TV show podcast called Westworld FM where we talk about Westworld. New season coming soon, hopefully. That's all I got to say. Think about the Patreon. We can release your support over there. All these pipes and wires and mics and stands and mixers and cameras all cost a lot of money. If you want to help get the show.
The stands are free.
Oh, the stands. That's right. Patreon.com/TalkingRecklessPodcast. Thank you very much for listening. Let's do this again. 7 days time. We'll do $2.99
$2.99
of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then. Scene. Hey everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to turn the stream off here because we went real late today setting this thing up. And we'll see we'll see you tomorrow for some video games, and then maybe for some D&D on the Patreon or something this week. I don't know. It's going to be real crazy this week. But D&D soon. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Did you guys watch any